What's up, everybody? It's Joel here from the Squirtle Squad. Today, we're doing things a bit differently. I'm joined here with Aaron. Aaron is the winner of the first hobby tournament of the year at the Christchurch Pokemon League in TCGCollector. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take a bit of a moment just to talk through Aaron's deck and what he found was useful during his games.
Big shout out to Will and Alex. Thanks for letting us use your venue. You guys are amazing.
Thanks for that, Nick. So what we're going to do, Aaron, how about you tell us about your first game with Ash? How'd that go for you? What cards did you use? And what thoughts were going through your mind?
Well, firstly, thanks for having me, guys. So my first game, I was playing against Ash. He was running a Dragapult with VMAX build with Gengar Mimikyu. So for me, I'm running Mewtwo Pikarom build. So for me, going up against a 2 energy attacker, I really had to get the ball rolling pretty quickly. So what I kind of did was I started off, I think one of my first games I had was starting off with Mewtwo. I had to find Tapu, and I first went for Alolan Raichu and Raichu. I needed to be able to stall him, just because his energy cost was less than mine. So what I kind of did for my first turn was electrify and discard some energy so that I could use Tapu's ability just to get that 3 energy onto the Raichu, so that the next time I can attack, I could do some damage. Unfortunately, he didn't have the VMAX in his Dragapult VMAX on the active, so I luckily had, because I'm running 4 bosses just for that consistency, was lucky to have one in my hand, so I bossed it and hit it first and paralyzed it, and unfortunately he wasn't able to retreat, just because his hand was just not helping him, and so I was able to finish it off again with because I've got 2 air balloons in my deck, be able to switch back and then do another paralyze, which pretty much almost made him gone. So and I just keep doing that for the first and second game, just because it was working effective, and I won the 2 games to win that
match. Awesome.
Match, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about match number 2. Tell us about who your opponent was, what deck were they playing, and what thoughts were going through your mind about how to make sure that you came out with the same result as game 1.
Yeah, so for game 2, I was playing against Ree. He was running the 1 prize Charizard build from Vivid
Voltage,
Yeah.
Leon's Charizard.
Yeah, sorry, I said mind blank then. And so so I guess starting off, I'm at a disadvantage because pretty much most of my cards in the deck are 2 prize a minimum, apart from Tapu, which is not really doing too much. So my main set goal was, because he has to use rare candy, and the combination of having the Charizard in his hand, disruption was my main goal. So hence why I've got 4 Marnie in my deck, so that every time each turn he was trying to either get the Leon to discard, or if he was trying to get the rare candy and the Charizard, I would just Marnie it out of his hand so he couldn't use it next turn. And so that was my main goal there. One thing that I found that was really helpful was combination of these 2, having Vileplume and also Naganeedle allowed me to, one with Vileplume, within my second turn of attaching energy with an Aurora and having just a basic electric, I was able to do the just this normal basic attack and I hadn't taken any damage, so I was doing 180. So that took out the first Charizard, and then the second Charizard I was using that he was trying to build up. With the energy, I used Naga Needle, which I had an extra couple turns to get some more energy on. And then you just discard the 2 energy for Venom Shot, and that took the other one on the bench. And kind of when you take those 2 attackers away, it's putting the pressure on him. And so, unfortunately, with including those with the Manis, it's really hard to get a 3rd and 4th one set up. And so that's what made pretty much for both game 1 and 2.
Awesome.
For the win.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Aaron. Okay, so we're going to move on and we're going to talk about round number 3. So that was the winners versus the winners. You Aaron, versus Ellery. The only 2 in the tournament who had gone undefeated at that point. Oh, sorry, Ellery was a win in the draw, pipping me from percentage. So it wasn't me versus you in the championship match. Disappointment for real for me. That's okay. That's okay. And so what we're going to do is I want you to tell us about your match with Ellery.
Yeah, absolutely. So, firstly, all the games were really close, but the third one was probably one of the scariest, just because I was going up against Reshiram and Charizard, which is just one of the best fire type Pokemon. You kind of have to pretty much knock it once, or it's going to use Outrage and just do that damage straight back to you plus 30. So
yeah, that's right.
You got to be real careful there. So what I kind of had to do, my best things were disruption with Mani in the game, and just Cardiac Swell really helps in this game. Putting because Ellery went second, he got his Giant Hearth out. He did get that energy attached for that turn to his Volcanio, so he could use the Flare Starter. Flare Starter?
Yeah, that's right.
To get the energy on the Reshiram, Charizard, which is pretty scary because it's a good attack following turns. So getting that Cardiac Swell to stop that happening again was just really helpful for me. And being able to kind of let him attack me, kind of baiting the Mewtwo with the Volcano so that he kind of hits me first, so I can, with the Dene or with a Quick Ball or an Aurora Energy, which is very helpful. With this card here, discarding this to the discard pile, its GX is really helpful. It's, this attack does 50 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon, so him hitting me into Mewtwo kind of is almost the same thing, but even more of what Reshiram and Charizard does. So that was kind of my play around that there, and just kind of
just a reminder for you guys at home, it's good etiquette to turn your phone off before you have an interview. So we're just going to let that slide though, and just let Aaron continue.
Yeah, thanks guys. Sorry about that. And just the other thing that was really good that I was using against Reshiram and Charizard, the one attack that I was doing that I had to do because I didn't have Mewtwo in one of the games, which was the second game. The first game. I had to use Alolan Raichu and Raichu to switch in and switch out to do the paralyzing with its main 3 energy attack, which really helps, especially when you're manning your opponent to forehand draw, and then you just kind of hope that they don't have an out to switch. He didn't have any air balloons that I could see, so it was my best option. Or any switch, because you can only switch, when you're paralyzed. So that was really good, and yeah, that's what got me to finish off that in the first game and take the win. And yeah, that's how I pretty much won both games.
Okay, awesome. Well, I just want to take the opportunity again to thank you for taking the time to come talk with us. For those of you tuning in, hopefully you've learned something new. The Lightning build of Mewtwo Mew, it is one of the most popular decks in format at the moment. Just many capabilities with this deck, because there's so many different Lightning Pokemon, each with their own each with their own benefits and their own strategies and what they can actually achieve in a match. So they're extremely pivotal. You can react to a range of situations, and Aaron certainly proved that last night by playing this build and coming out with the win for the first hobby of the year. So congratulations again, well deserved, and we look forward to seeing what happens in the future.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, both Nick and Joel. And I guess the only thing I'd say probably just at the end, just really quickly, is just to even go more into how consistent this deck is, to having those 4 money, the 4 boss, and the 4 research, was I started first in every single game.